Ever found yourself in a tricky situation with a landlord or a tenant? Well, this case is a masterclass in how things can go south fast. Let's break down this courtroom drama. On one side, we have Jody Johnson, the landlord. On the other, her former tenants, Amy Sankey and her boyfriend, James Vincent. The story starts simply enough. Jody and Amy were once friends. Amy was renting Jody's house, living there with her daughter. But then the daughter moved out and the boyfriend, James, moved in. According to Jody, this is where the trouble began. She wasn't a fan of the new arrangement. So, Jody decided she wanted her property back. She gave them notice saying she planned to sell the house. Fair enough. But here's the first twist. Amy and James allegedly overstayed their welcome by 2 weeks. Jody had a security deposit of $1,500. She used that to cover the last month's rent. But when she finally got back into her house, she claims she found substantial property damage, and that's why we're in court. Jody wants them to pay up for the repairs. The judge wants to get the facts straight. First question, when did the tenants actually move out? Amy says it was July 14th. Now, here's a crucial point for any renter or landlord to remember. The judge explains that if you're living in a property on the first day of the month, even just 1 minute past midnight, you owe rent for the entire month. So, since they were there until July 14th, they owe rent for all of July. Did they pay it? Amy admits, no, they did not. The judge then digs into the security deposit. How much was it? $1,500 and the monthly rent. Just under $900. Let's call it $895. So, the security deposit was more than enough to cover 1 month's rent. That seems simple, right? Wrong. Jody, the landlord, drops a bombshell. She says they didn't just miss July's rent. They didn't pay for June either. The judge turns to the tenants. Is that true? Amy confirms. Yes, they didn't pay for June or July. Now it's time for some courtroom math. 2 months' rent at roughly $900 a month comes out to $1,800. Their security deposit was $1,500. So even before we talk about any alleged damages, they're already in the hole for $300 in unpaid rent. The judge lays it out perfectly. The $1,500 deposit is completely wiped out by the unpaid rent, and they still owe $300 on top of that. This is a great moment in the courtroom. The judge even shares a little story about an email she got from a young woman who wanted to go to law school but was worried about her math skills. The judge's advice? You don't have to be a math genius. You just need a good sidekick who is. It's a lighthearted moment, but it brings us back to the cold, hard numbers. The judge makes sure everyone is on the same page. She looks straight at Amy and James and says minimally, you owe her $300. And that's only if you left the house in pristine condition. She explains that since their security deposit is already gone, any damage beyond normal wear and tear is an additional cost they'll have to cover. She asks them, am I registering? Are we all on the same wavelength? After a little prodding, they both agree. They understand they're starting $300 in debt before a single piece of evidence about the damages has even been shown. This case is a perfect example of why keeping records is so important. Unpaid rent can quickly eat up a security deposit, leaving a landlord with no buffer for repairs. For tenants, it shows how quickly debts can pile up and how important it is to understand your lease agreement, especially the rules about paying for the full month. The stage is now set for the main event, the battle over the damages. What did Jody find when she entered the house? Was it just normal wear and tear, or was it something more? We've established the baseline debt, but the final amount could be much, much higher depending on the evidence of the damages. The tension is building, and you can tell the judge is ready to see the receipts and photos. What do you think will happen next? Will the landlord prove her case for damages, or will the tenants be able to argue it was just normal living? Let us know your predictions in the comments below. This is a classic landlord-tenant dispute, and it is a powerful reminder to always pay your rent on time and leave a property the way you found it. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to follow for more courtroom breakdowns.